This is right outside of Bulgan, Mongolia. It only has a population of just over 10,000. There are many little towns like this all over Mongolia. My wife was born here, so we went to visit her family. There was plenty to see here. One of the activities we did was the Nadam Festival. You can actually see that in another one of my videos on this channel. We also visited a temple and stupa, which is also a video on here. It was a fun place to go, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Here are some of the neighborhoods in Bulgan. Many fences like this in the neighborhood. I passed through some other towns like Bulgan later on in my trip, and the color of the houses were pretty much the same, kind of like pastel-y and that kind of colors. Each fence had their own gate, and they usually had big lawns behind them. You may have noticed that some of the lettering on the red fence earlier. This is Cyrillic. It was forced onto the Mongolians by the Soviets. There has been a recent movement to bring back the old pre-Soviet alphabet. It reads vertical from top to bottom and not left to right. You also might have seen that there are also a few street signs in English, but it wasn't that common. Here is another view of Bulgan. So we actually had to stop back at our apartment to get something, and now we're going to the Nadam Festival. This festival seems to be maybe only like a mile away, but we decided to drive. Another speed bump. Lots of those, so people aren't speeding. There's tons of those on their interstate highway, I guess equivalent to interstate highway. So sometimes it takes longer to get to places because of that. So here's a gas station closed today because of Nadam. And you'll see some gurs coming up here. There's some gurs. Anyway, let's see how the festival is. We were walking around here near my in-laws' house, and I saw this orange house. I thought it was a very nice color. I was also seeing about all the fences around here. As you'll see, there's this one here. It's very decrepit, but it seems to keep the animals out. There were a lot of cows around here. You'll see them in the background here. And I was actually walking up to some later, and they didn't care. They were just going about eating their grass as if it was a regular day, something I guess they're used to. Going down a road here, still in Bulgan, and amazed at all the animals that just lay by the road. I'm not used to that, at least where I'm at in the United States. Coming up here to this cow here, just saw some people pass it like nothing. Looking at me like, I don't know, just like it's an everyday thing. No distrust at all. So those other cows just eating all the grass. Hear them chewing on the grass there. Just walked around in the middle of Bulgan and what looks like an abandoned house, and there are these horses here eating up all the grass. Looks like they're enjoying their meal. So yeah, I'm just walking around this area, and it's very different to me. I guess a lot of this influence came from the Soviet Union, and a lot of things look communal here, at least from what I see. I mean, in these buildings too. Anyway, I'm just going to check some things out here before I leave in about a day or two. Give people an idea of what it's like. I have a feeling like this could be used in a movie, like where it actually showed life, like during the 70s and 80s. That's what it feels like to me. So if you take away the cars in the background and everything, but yeah, we'll see what I find out. Here's more of those buildings I was talking about. I always get that Soviet Union feel. It reminds me of something maybe like in a James Bond movie, or even if you saw the movie Nicholas and Alexandra. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's from 1971, where at the end, if you know what happened to them, where they were assassinated, they kind of were in a building that reminded me of this. I think it was filmed in Yugoslavia, which was still communist at that time when they filmed it. But anyway, just brings back the vibes. I think that's kind of cool. And then you have this building here. Doesn't really remind me anything, but kind of seeing it's coming apart. Then you have other things like that. Those other buildings over there, kind of a drab color. But yeah, then this hole in the ground kind of makes me wonder what happened here. So it's a good thing that nobody walked through there and fell in, or a car went through that pothole. Right here, while I was walking around, I saw the sport complex with the Olympic rings. I wonder if people were trained here in the past, maybe during the time when Soviet Union was still around. I'll have to find out. Well, I just passed through the gate in this certain area here, trying to see what this is. I'm not sure if those supposed to be wrestlers or not. It's kind of creepy in here. I mean, there's like nothing or nobody here. It's almost like a post-apocalyptic feel going on here. It's probably in Cyrillic, so I won't be able to read what this is. So we'll see what this is. Yeah, it's in Cyrillic. I have to ask somebody what that means. But anyway, this looks like this could be Chernobyl. Literally that there's no one around here. This is during Naadam though too, when a lot of people are on vacation. So anyway, it's definitely got a vibe that's different. I'm sure there are some places like this in the United States, but I've never seen them. I don't know what that says either. Again, I can't read Cyrillic. I can ask my wife, she can tell me. But yeah. Take a look over here and see what else we got. Also, the way the lawn looks like it hasn't been cut in a little bit, kind of gives me that vibe. So this could be a great movie set for something. I don't know. Like I said, maybe for a Chernobyl movie or the like, where nobody's around and things are overgrown. I mean, I guess here the grass isn't that bad, but still. Look there, that old, I don't know, what heater, whatever that is, there is just sitting there. These plants are going through the actual concrete. Not too much tension has been, used here. Looks like there's some stairs down to a basement. I'm definitely not going to try to go down there. So, yeah, there's more of those houses and stuff. Some kind of statue. Not going down that way. But pretty interesting, nonetheless. There's that Nicholas and Alexandra house again. Well, looks like I changed my mind. I'm going to go in here and see what's over here. So, that building over there where I was looking at the blue letters, I just asked my wife and she said that was for swimmers. So it makes sense because it's right across the street from an Olympic training center. So that makes sense. They probably tried to train Mongolian Olympic swimmers there. Wonder if there's other places around here like that. So yeah. Very peaceful but creepy there. Oh, and I think I just see a stray dog over there. Right by that gate. See that? Yeah, it's a mochoy, which means dog in Mongolian. Yeah, it's just sitting there. I'm gonna make sure I don't go over there. So I heard there's a big rabies problem here. So let's see what this is right here. We'll see what this is all about. Actually, now that I'm out here, it doesn't feel as creepy, at least over here. Not like it was with that building. So we'll see what it is. Probably need to ask my wife to translate it. So, it doesn't say who it is. Looks like his hand got chewed off or something, or just wore away. Not sure if that has something to do with the Soviet Union or something. So, but yeah. Another thing is, I keep mentioning the Soviet Union. They had a strong influence on Mongolia. It's not like they were part of the Soviet Union. At least that way, they weren't part of the 15 republics. But they had a strong influence over them. And actually, communists killed many of the Buddhist monks here. So, tried to wipe out a lot of the monasteries. So, when we're in Ulaanbaatar in about a week, we're actually going to see one of the monasteries that got left over. It was just for show, though. When I forget who came here, but they were, trying to see what life was like under communism. I think it was somebody who was British, and they were just basically, they left that monastery alone to make it look like they weren't, destroying all of them. So, just like they destroyed all the churches and stuff like that in Soviet Union. So anyway, this is what is in here. Like I said, it's actually not as creepy as it felt over there, but maybe that's because I'm away from that building. So we'll see what else we can find around here. Interesting color building. So, more to come. There is a statue there of Temujin. If you don't know who that is, that's Genghis Khan. But that's his name. Or as they say here, Genghis Khan. Very nice statue. I'm not sure when it was made. But if you look here, it actually has, it looks like their old alphabet. Because instead of the Cyrillic, it has, I guess, the way Mongolian used to be written. So, yeah. This is in Bulgan. Discovered a theater here, and I was told at the top that says musical theater. I think something's going on there right now, so I can't go in, but I'm going to take a little peek. Okay, we went in the theater here to see what we got. Just want to see what it looks like. Oh, very nice. Old style theater. Bet this has been around a long time. Yeah, so I'm just waiting here for my wife to get out of a massage that she has in this building across from that park that I was at earlier with those buildings. And yeah, I like looking at all these things because I can really appreciate the history here. I've studied history for a long time, so seeing that building, like I said, that looked like from Nicholas and Alexandra, really brought back the feeling that I got from that movie. And just seeing that swimming building, which I originally or later found out that's what it was for. I guess it's still used, so I guess just the upkeep on it is a little different, but still being used. And so is that Olympic Stadium complex by there. So yeah, this is definitely worth what I've been walking around and finding out. I'd like to say that I hope I can find more here in Bulgan, in Dakhan, and then possibly in Ulaanbaatar when I'm there, because I know that's the biggest city, so I'm sure it has 10 times the history that this does. Back at the park again, and would you know it? There's horses in the lawn here. I was mentioning earlier how the lawn wasn't really, mowed very well. Well, I guess maybe what they do is they have the horses come here and they let them graze, I guess. I know that that used to be the practice years ago. For instance, the White House used to have the lawn mowed probably about early 1900s by letting sheep go on the grass and eat it up. So maybe that's what they do here. Kind of cool. Going up one of the hills after we watched the horse racing. We're also going to be going to some kind of like monument on top of one of these hills soon. I'm not sure if this is the correct path, but this is where we're going right now. There's another gur. Oh, looks like we're going off the beat path. Big bump. All right. Here comes another bump. Oh. Looks like a lot of people drive like this and just go right over the grass, back onto the regular. Oh, this is going to be steep. Here we are. I think these are what? Sheep? Yep. I can hear them making noise. Nah. Whoa, there are a ton of them here. Switch over to here. That's a lot of different sheep. Oh, there's some goats too, I see. So we were looking for some places to eat around here in Bulgan, and it's a little place you can get ice cream. It's 2,500 tugrik, and that's only about 65 cents. It's pretty good. There's another place called Ammo Pizza and Chicken. Didn't really go in there. And there's actually a place over there. You can't really see it. We actually probably wish we had gone there first instead of the other ice cream place, the Dream Sweetie one, because it has a lot more options, but that's what happens. So it's really not a lot of places to go here for food, so we'll still keep looking around. Back on the other side of the street is that place that I was talking about. So, and yeah, kind of glad we decided not to go there. A lot of these places, as we went down the street, have a lot of vagrants and drunks, and you don't know what they're going to do. The police were just by a supermarket down the street, so yeah, we kind of just got out of there while we could. I mean, I don't know if it was that dangerous, but still, the police were there to like talk to somebody about something, so I don't know. Heading back to the apartment. Probably just gonna make some food in there. I'm back to the same place that I was at the other day, or at least the vicinity of it. And wow, it's very peaceful here. Autumn has ended, so I believe a lot of people are just gonna be leaving this area now. Down towards that way in the center is where a lot of people were, I believe. So anyway, nice out here. We're visiting some of my wife's relatives here. So we're gonna have some food. And I believe it's actually gonna be sheep stomach. I know that probably doesn't appeal to a lot of people, but I tried a little bit the other day. It was fine. So, but this might be a little bit different. I don't know, but I know it just got sheep stomach in it. So anyway, look at those mountains. Very nice. Just earlier today, we were up at the stupa, which is right over here. You'll see my other video on that if you haven't seen it. So we were up here. And then we were up here, whatever this was, it was closed. The door was locked. So anyway, just thought I'd take a video because it's nice and peaceful. The other day there were some cars driving by here, but now it seems like there's none. Okay, so the aftermath of that food is very good. I know a lot of people would probably not want to try it knowing what it is, but it was pretty good. I never had some of those organs before. I never had lungs, never had heart, never had kidneys before of any kind of animal, pretty much just liver, and I guess the intestines. Stuff. Oh, there's a bunch of horses over there. But yeah, so anyway, I thought it was really good, and the soup was pretty good, a little salty, would be expected. But yeah, I'm gonna probably try some horse in the next couple days. So they'll definitely be different. So it's legal here in this country. I was also trying to translate what one of the things was in that, concoction of different organs, and I think one of them was a sphincter, so which I believe is what chitlins are made of, which I've never had. So that was definitely different. So yeah, if you ever want to have some exotic foods, Mongolia is the place to go to. So I'm I'm not a picky eater, so try almost any food once, except for probably stuff like cat and dog. I won't ever try those. Anyway, good meal. Walking down the streets of Bulgan again. This is another direction, opposite what we saw. We're about to go to a masseuse here that my wife knows, so we're gonna go there. And I'm gonna go by that park again. So, government building there on the right. So, Cyrillic. And it's kind of early in the morning here. Probably about 9:30, at least here. It's early. And it doesn't look like a lot's open. There's a Bulgan government building. That's what that says. Look at the first part that says Bulgan. So, in Cyrillic. So anyway, we're going to go down this way. There's a building that I passed the other day, and it had a bunch of horses in it. Not sure if they were eating all of the grass, but It's not this first one here. It's the next one on the right with the windows that are open, or actually all broken. Looks like something out of a horror movie. So if you look there, yeah, all broken. Not sure what this used to be. But there are quite a few old buildings like this around here. Then you got some new ones, of course. Yeah, it's caged up so people won't walk in it. But anyway, like I said, the other day there were some horses in here. I don't know if they were using them as lawnmowers to mow the lawn, but not here right now. Yeah, the gate here is broken. Anyway, we're almost here to where the masseuse is. Yeah, a lot of overgrown grass here. I haven't seen one lawnmower. Maybe that's just not the way it is here. But here in the park, I found this interesting, I guess, statue here for Mongolia. I was told these are the 7 heroes of Mongolia. Now, the one I find the most interesting is this one right here. This was a Mongolian cosmonaut. He was the second Asian in space. I'm not sure who the first was, maybe somebody in conjunction with the Soviet Union who was Chinese. But anyway, that was in 1981 that he was in space. So my guess is this was probably done sometime in the 1980s, late 1980s, before the Soviet Union basically kept its hands off of Mongolia, which was 1990, if I'm not mistaken. So, another relic from the past. Still in Bulgan, in this park here, they have a famous song here, The Bell Toll, by Salt Sun Khan S. I guess his, the artist's name was. Anyway, they have it there in English. Then they have it here. This is very hard to see. This is the original Mongolian language before it was basically outlawed by the Soviets. And then they adopted it in Cyrillic. So here's it in Cyrillic. And from what I was told, I guess it's put like in song form. So I guess this is also in Cyrillic, but Mongolian language, but in Cyrillic. Statue commemorating him because he was from Bulgan. Here's a fountain in Bulgan, the same park that I had that lyric statue in. Looks like it's not really being used right now. I guess just collecting the rainwater. Anyway, it's a very nice color. It's a shame. I'm not sure how long it's been since it's been running, but might have been a while, or it's just not running right now, but it's in the middle of summer, so I would think it would be. Well, it's about 9:20 here in Bulgan, Mongolia, and it's still pretty light. I love this view of the mountains and the houses. Not used to it being light this late in Illinois. By this time it's pretty dark. So anyway, this is a very interesting city. About to leave tomorrow and going to another place called Baturvan. Walking down the road here in Bulgan. It's about 9:25. There's some nice roads here. Some other houses. But yeah, again, I get that Soviet Union vibe here, or ex-Soviet Union. So, but yeah, I'll be leaving here soon and be going to some bigger cities.
Яас нөгөө шөнө яваад нөгөө өдөр нэрчээд ерөөсөө шөнө яваад шөнө явж чадваа ямар хөөр хий.
street in Bulgan on our way back to our apartment. Police has his siren on, but I don't know why he's doing that. Leaving Bulgan for 2 days. We're going to a resort called Baturvan. It's probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours away. So we'll go there. Looks very nice. Something completely different.